Hey, good morning, guys. How's it going today? Today is March the 17th. It's about 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm actually sleeping at a very normal schedule lately, which is very surprising. So every morning, just to let you guys know, I always scalp, okay? I scalp, and what I do is I try to buy myself breakfast, or lunch or dinner throughout the day, just to make a very tiny profit. So what I do is something like this, right? I always go for a little scalp position, and I just want to talk about like I always go for a tiny amount, like under $100, just to play a tiny position, right? So I started laddering my buys in the morning here at around 79.95. I actually got a lot of the weekends where people were dumping to the lower 8,000 ranges, and I just simply just scalped to 85 or 80.55 there, and I just went to. I couldn't really make the live trade in front of you guys, but as you can see, this was a very tiny position here of about 1 Bitcoin. And it was just like 15-minute trade, but 15-minute trade for $55 that I'll take in front of you guys. And bam, and I feel good about my day already. So every morning, I haven't lost my first trade in the morning in over 3 years. So every morning I'm making at least $50 to $100 just to start the day feeling really good. And as you can see, the price is starting to drop back down there already. So it was a really good scalp. So a lot has happened, right guys? Tons has happened throughout the day. And we're going to recap everything. But first of all, let's check out some cats. Oh my god. They need to post a lot more cat pictures. Like, I always go through the cat section on steemit just to see if there's any cute cats that are posted. That's a cute cat. I'm a sucker for cats, if you guys don't know that, okay? I love cats so much. Like, they're my weakness, because I'm very allergic to them, right? Like, their dander just kills me. So I used to have cats, and like long time ago, and man, are they ever just so freaking cute. Like, I find them more cute than dogs, so I just like to check out some cat photos. Anyways, I'm just a sucker for cats. So let's talk about Bitcoin and what's been going on lately. Alrighty. So Bitcoin has not really recovered, of course, in market cap whatsoever, but that's all right. This was very expected, the drop, and I posted a bunch of different scenarios. So the way we're looking at Bitcoin right now is there's a massive decline in volume, right? And the majority of the volume is obviously a sell-off volume. I'll do Litecoin later in the day. This is a Bitcoin technical analysis per pure Q. So we see the volume just slowly just trending downwards from 8 billion, 5 billion, sixes, and we have finally hit the $4 billion range, which I've been coming to expect, and it's been a little bit scary, right? So market cap is now dropped from 337 billion to 321 billion. So we're down over 3%, about 2.83% today for the day already. So I posted this yesterday, right? Where was it? I think it was this one right here. Excuse me. Let's see if I have it up here. No, let me just find it on my thing here. Here we go. So I posted this yesterday that the first support is around the 80-70 range, right? And the second support is around 7,900 to 7,930, and we actually hit 7,970. So it's pretty decent to me the way we were considering the support range there. And I also posted two different scenarios on steemit here. Let's see if I can find it. I actually finally labeled it right. There were two bullish counts that I'm considering, right? One where we hit a dead cat bounce level right here. We dead cat bounce to the 382 level where the 55 EMA also is, and then we downtrend, right? And we say to ourselves, by the rules of alternation, that since wave 2 hits 382 for a dead cat, we assume that wave 4 will actually trend to a higher fib. So I've got my targets fairly set right now for $7,600 from the lower spectrum. And then the final fifth wave hits somewhere between 72.50 to 76.50. And we have to consider 76.50 because unfortunately that's where the double bounce could occur, right? And then we had another account here as well. Have you guys noticed how my scalping skills, that's my scalping skills for you guys, right? Where I scalped it up to like 80-50-ish, and look how far down we've dropped already. So something like this takes a lot of experience, so I don't really recommend you guys scalp whatsoever, right? So here we're trending lower, as you guys can see already, 78.50 ranges. The 5-minute chart's getting very oversold. I'm tempted to take another excuse me, I'm tempted to take another tiny position here, but I'm now unsure of where it's going to get to, right? So here's where we're meeting pretty much our support. So here's the second bullish count that I had, where we actually ended up doing an A, B, C, D, E, and then we go down, right? So we end up breaking above about 8,600. It will verify my A, B, C, D, E count, but we actually didn't even hit that whatsoever, right? So that's okay though. So let's go over this in detail. First of all, let's summarize everything that's been going on, and just so you guys also know where we are in this specific structure. How do you get alerts on indicators instead of prices? That's a good question. You just go to alerts right here, right? You go to your alert section. You got to have a pro trading view. You got to pay for the subscription on TradingView. Then you just click on this plus button right there. Then you can choose whatever you want over here. Okay, so you can choose your condition, you can choose MACD, you can choose RSI, you can choose volume, right? I choose mine on RSI. Then you go to RSI, you choose the value right there as well. Hey, thank you very much, Gerald. I really appreciate that cup of coffee, man. That means a lot to me. Really, whenever people buy me a cup of coffee or a dinner, it just makes me feel pretty good about the work that I do. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. Really. And you guys know how Canadians are. We love our Tim Hortons. So this was my bullish count right here, okay? You guys got to make sure you understand, if you're doing Elliott wave, why there are two possible counts, right? So this is my original count right here. Actually, that's not my original count. My original count was this one right here, where we have waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Actually, that's not it either. This was my bullish count. And I kept saying to myself, okay, this really can't be the bullish count because it's too bullish. Because the wave 4 here retraces only to like a 236, not even level, right? Not even 382 level. And I said to myself, okay, if this is a really bullish count, then wave B must hit something ridiculous like a double top. And surely enough, it did hit the double top, which was awesome. But then we say to ourselves, all right, well, if this is not the C position here, then we must break below it. And surely enough, excuse me, we broke below it. And as soon as this inverted flag started to show, if you guys remember, I changed up my count very quickly, right? So that was the really bullish count. Now the bearish count went something like that, where we ended up getting a double top for the C position right here, right? Double top here at 11,788. And then after that, this one hit 11,700. So we say to ourselves, all right, this is a truncated C wave right here. Because it's a truncated C wave, we now have a very bearish count on the table. And with the bearish count on the table, we're now looking at basically A, B, and a C somewhere down to the 7,200 region. Thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate that. I used to date a girl named Michelle in grade 3. I was really obsessed with her in grade 3, I think. If they could have got a restraining order against me in grade 3, they probably would have, because I definitely was so like in love with her in grade 3. I was 8 years old. I didn't know any better, okay? I used to chase her around the playground, and I used to find like frogs, because I lived in Ottawa then, and we lived by like by like a little by a pathway that had like a bunch of like frogs and stuff near the river. So I would like, get these frogs, right, and I would collect them in a bucket, and then I would bring them to class. And then one time I like gave her a bunch of frogs, right? And I threw one. I didn't throw it at her, but I gave her a bucket full of frogs, and the teacher didn't like that at all, and she was really grossed out. So I got mad at her, and these were like tiny little frogs, like the size of a a bottle cap. And then I threw the frog at her, right? Like I threw frogs at her, and then I got suspended. And I was like in grade 3. Like I thought it was a really sweet thing. I meant to like give her frogs as a present, really. And so, yeah. Thanks for bringing up some really bad memories, Michelle. You brought up some really bad memories, Michelle. Anyways, and then I brought these frogs home, right? I brought these frogs home later, and I thought that I didn't know anything about keeping animals alive, right? So I just kept them in this like bucket of water, right? This bucket of water, and then I thought I would keep them forever, and they'd grow up to be like my friend. But like in like 6-7 days, they all died, and then I found out later that you gotta actually feed them things, right? And then even though they were dead already, I didn't know any better about life and death, so I killed a bunch of these flies and frogs that I burned with magnifying glasses, right? So I dumped them all in the bucket, right, where they were. So I'm like giving like dead frog, like dead spiders and stuff. I put them in the bucket, and I thought the frogs would start eating them, and then they would come back alive. But that actually never happened. So anyways, I just thought I'd tell you guys a little side story about my frogs when I was really young. No, I'm not high at all, Jake. I'm Michelle gave me a generous donation of $10, so I just thought I'd tell her a story about my frogs growing up, okay? Yeah. So this is now the bearish count, right? Where we can possibly hit to the 7,200 level, okay? Just right around here. And the reason why this is now a count that's very much so on the table is because you can't make this stuff up, just so you guys know, okay? Like, this is the stuff that I'm not making up to tell you guys. Like, you can't make up stories of frogs like that in school. So now the reason why we consider this a very relevant support zone is because, well, there's a good 786 level, right? There's a 786 Fibonacci level. Thank you very much, Penis Ferniger. Fergener. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. So here's the 786 Fibonacci level, okay, which coincides with this area right here. Now, can we actually find the triple confluent zone for our ABC? And we take our fib extension for where we think ABC is, and surely enough, we find a triple confluent zone, right? So we find this zone right there. That's a 78.6 for the whole waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Right here. We find the 78.6 level for an extension of A to B, and we also find this trend line support right now. So it's really difficult for me to think that we're not going to hit in that particular box right now. And as you guys see, 8,000 is a very big struggle right now, right? We're seeing a lot of struggle just based on the level 2. Yeah, like we just simply cannot break above or below 8K, so it's definitely acting as a resistance right now. So let's go over this very normal discount first of all to let you guys know where our ABC particularly stands. Okay, so I'm guessing it's gonna go to like 7,200, but it could be also be just a double bottom, so definitely take a range and start laddering it when we get around these regions. We see that this right here is just waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right, something like that. We see that this hit roughly an extension of 100 right here, and also a 161.8 extension. So I just recapped this very quickly for you guys. What you end up doing is you short the market, right? You short the market as soon as, geez, Jeffrey, thank you very much. That means a lot to me, man. That's freaking awesome. But don't ever go out of your way, guys. Like, you know, that's a lunch or dinner, and I'm cool. But Mr. Jeffrey Garcia, merci beaucoup, monsieur. I really appreciate that. We say merci beaucoup in Canada. That's French talk for you. So yeah. Oh, geez, French. I used to be in love with this French girl. Her name was Caroline, and the way she pronounced her name was so beautiful. Her name was Caroline, right? It was just so beautiful. Everybody called her Caro, you know, like French, short for Caroline, Caro. And I was so in love with her. Yeah. We never dated, though. Nothing ever really happened because, like, she had a boyfriend, so I was very respectful towards that, right? But I was definitely in love with her. I don't know how that you brought up these memories, Jeffrey, but yeah, she was beautiful. Oh my goodness. And yeah. Oh, it was really weird. I brought back some even more memories that I figured I shouldn't really talk about them. So now we have our waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We're looking for our waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to be completed. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, somewhere in this region. So it was very easy to play. I'm gonna summarize for you guys how easy this was to play, okay? The way that we do this, thank you very much, Ruben. I really appreciate this. Thank you. I mean it. So you guys should have drawn your trend line support right there. Take the average of here. Okay, you take the average of this specific section right there to make a trend line support, right? Go to a very low time frame, like a 5-minute, when you see it sort of slightly bouncing. Remember my 55 EMA strategy? When it starts to fan out, you make sure you start to look for a possible trade where it bounces, right? So you keep waiting here, right? And here you wouldn't have entered a trade. It was just too early in the ABC formation. So what you do is you look right around these regions, right? And I actually called these out even before they happened, if you remember. So then you enter a trade right here as it bounced, right, on the 55 EMA, set your stop loss slightly lower than there, and you target the top of the trend line support or resistance, right? And that's where you would have taken your 3 to 4% profit there with a really nice risk to reward of 3.7. And then this part right here, this structure, what you guys see is a descending triangle, right? People don't see this. People don't see this, guys. They just look at this and it's gibberish to them. But to me, if you guys remember on my Twitter, I ended up calling this bad boy right here in this section, right? I called it well before it happened. So this is how I was able to make that quick $900 profit yesterday. I call this my descending triangle on the RSI. And we have to remember that that is support. That is support, RSI. Yes, RSI can be drawn on this as well. Now we ask ourselves, how many times can it pound at the top with a series of lower lows, right? Of lower lows. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. Really, thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, man. That's gonna sustain me for the whole week. Gonna be able to get Luna a lot of alcohol. So then it keeps pounding at the top, right, guys? How many times can it pound at the top until it breaks down? So you have to think of RSI like that, right? Now the second thing that gave it away, guys, the second thing that gave it away was, I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, the 45-minute chart, the 45-minute MACD. People see this as kind of nothing, right? Over here when it's forming, but the way that I saw this was like this, right? The way that I saw it was, hold on, I'm looking for that section where we are, right here. The way that I saw this was a decline in histogram. So the histogram, it shows the positive and the negative movement of price action. So when you see it sloping like that, right, it's getting closer and closer to the negative side. Do you guys see what I mean? And then you look for this possible crossover that's happening. And if you guys remember on my Twitter there, I said, I'm just going to go back to show you guys what I actually said right here. Hang tight. The 45-minute MACD will tell a story in 17 minutes. I started highlighting this for you guys as well, right? This crossover was likely to happen. Thank you, Ben. I really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very much. You too, Analyst King. What symbol is that, Analyst King? Is that rupees? Is that from India? I've always wondered what that currency is. I have a friend in Hyderabad right now in India, and I really want to visit her. She keeps inviting me out there. She used to be a very good friend of mine in the city, and her boyfriend moved out there because he's a pilot. Her name is Mandy. I think you guys saw her say hi a few times before. I definitely want to visit her. It's going to be awesome to work out remotely soon. So yeah, so that was the second sign. And the third sign to enter this trade, and the reason why I talk about these trades, guys, is because I want you guys to understand very clearly why we take these trade setups. Now, the 55 EMA was indicative as well that it was going to downtrend. Notice how the 55 EMA, guys, is fanning out, right, where we have the bigger numbers supporting all of it. This is the 8, 13, 21, 55, when the 55 is on the bottom and we have the series of bigger EMAs to lower, that's where you know that it's an uptrend. But if you zoom in very closely here, you see that the lines are actually starting to reverse, right? So that means that we're losing steam on top of all the other indicators that we've been finding thus far, such as the MACD possible crossover, the 30-minute RSI and a descending triangle. You got to remember that just because we're going sideways, it does not mean that we're not going to lose strength, right? So we use RSI in an advanced way to actually gauge whether or not it's going to go up or down. So because we're getting a series of bullish or bearish divergences right here, right? This is basically where you enter your short position. Right around there, right around here. Because we're seeing a bunch of series. These right here is you guys have to develop this keen eye, and I need to emphasize it. Here we see a rejection to the upside, right? At the 55 EMA, 10 minutes of rejection right there where we tried. This one rejected even more, right? We tried to break up to 85.50 and we got rejected very hard. This one right here, these two candles over these 10 minutes, massive rejection as well. That's where I saw the rejection, and boom, that's where I started accumulating even more for my short position. I played a 32K position there, as you guys remember. Enter a short position right around there, or even earlier. Choose a swing high target roughly right here where this high was, or even a very tight stop up to there because we saw the rejection. Target the bottom end of the channel, and that's where you would have made yourself a beautiful profit, right? And then of course you can ladder your profits. You can take some profit there, and if you are bearish still, you add more to your short position right over here, right? You add more to your short position there, and then you would have target a lower end. And where would a lower end be? I'll show you guys if you guys were being very aggressive with your count. Well, the lower end would have been the previous swing low. Thank you, Saran Raj. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. So the lower end is right here. So you guys could have targeted as the previous swing low around $8,100, and you would have nailed your target. What did I do? I took my profit too early at 8,300. A little bit too early. So you could have profited right there, perhaps, right? And the next possible target on the lower end is right here. So this is how I'm obtaining a lot of my supports and resistances right now. Thank you very much. Saran Raj wrote, thanks for all your content. Without you, I would have been broke already. Every single lessons are the best, particularly risk management. Yes, guys, he's absolutely right. Risk management is the most important thing in the world. You guys need to understand the fact that risk management, if you don't understand how to control and manage your money, you're not going to be able to grow and retain and maintain your money. So please make sure you focus on risk management more than anything. If someone had to ask me what is my best skill in trading, it is not charting, guys. No, it's not charting. It would be risk management, all right? When I said no, I thought of Carlos Matos. Everybody thought this was a scam. They're like, oh, this is gonna be a scam. No. Then what am I gonna do? I'm gonna buy more BitConnect. What's up? What am I gonna do? No. So I don't know why that brought that up there. You guys always bring back a lot of memories with Carlos Matos. So yeah, so now we are on a count like this, guys. Okay, we are on some count that's going down simply like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think there's going to be possibly one more touch somewhere. Maybe it's even happened already. I don't really know. But yeah, a lot of people most likely entered a short position here. So if I were to consider this my count right here, 1, 2, okay, let's say 3, this is 4, and we're still looking for a tiny little fifth touch somewhere, because then if I break it down even more, what you guys see is there's 5 waves right here, right? 5 small subwaves right there. We get a very, very simple ABC correction going upwards, right? And now, well, where's the 5th wave coming down? I'm not ready to enter a position yet. I'm waiting for another touch on the bottom. Who knows how high this could go? Maybe 8,100 at most, and then one more touch to around the 79.30 range. So if that were to make all of the first wave, right, then let's consider some also possible scenarios. If that actually is making the first wave right in here, and we get up to, I don't know, maybe 8,100, well, the second wave could go down, you know, something to 7,600. This one could bounce up again like that, and we finally get our 7,200 scenario. So this is a very likely possible path as well. So what I'm waiting to do is this, guys, okay? I'll tell you guys my exact plans and what I want to do. I want to get a retracement first of all, right? I want to get some sort of retracement, and this was actually easy to do. Take a look at this. I don't like to do 2 updates on the same time Zafar, though I really appreciate that. Don't get me wrong, I really appreciate it. I like to keep it to one specific chart at a time, right? Because it's really difficult for me to do 2 charts in one technical analysis since they require a lot of time. So I really appreciate that, though, don't get me wrong. So guys, this was easy to do. Check this out, okay? You see this point form already, right? You see that point form, you see that point form. Now let me give you guys an example in hindsight, okay? People don't realize this little trick. Assume parallelity, which means assume they're going to be parallel, right? No matter what. So as soon as this section formed, that's how I was able to make these trades, okay? Actually, as soon as this section formed right there only, you assume parallelity. So you take your channel tool, right? You draw it right around here and just draw it straight through. And then you just assume that this could make something like a channel. And what did it do? It made a channel, right? Made a beautiful channel. So by assuming that this could happen again, why could it not happen again right here? Okay, right here where we saw this point, assume parallelity again, draw your channel coming down just like that, right? And then boom, you kind of have an idea of now where it could land, right? And it's pretty obvious, if you guys have noticed, where it could easily land. We're talking about $7,930, right? That's kind of exactly where it's going to land most likely. And you also take a look at the channel that's happening. You also take a look at the swing low regions right there, right? Well, is it likely that it's going to land right there, guys? What do you guys think, huh? Is it likely to land right there? Yeah, super likely, right? Let's see if we can actually take a look at some of this going on. All right, let's just get into some live trades here. Let's buy up to 4 Bitcoin. 70, 40, 40. I want to buy 1 Bitcoin, big start right here. I want to go 35.25. I just want to ladder some of my buys right here. 40. Okay, so let's just see if it actually will hold, because I'm doing my technical analysis in front of you guys. Let's see if a lot of my positions will actually fill up right here. Oh, I have it at the wrong price. Ah! I have it at the 730 ranges, right? 70, 79, 15 is actually where I was talking about. So let's go 25. Let's go 29, right? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. This is like being a gamer and seeing lag. So I just want to make sure I get a lot of these ladders, right? 30. Do you guys see it bouncing already, right? You see it bouncing already. Nobody wants to sell anymore to a lower range because we're hitting the support, right? We're hitting this specific support right there where the 5 waves are basically in. So I'm not even getting any of my orders filled, right? Now I'm going to have to balance. I'm going to have to buy, I don't know, 2 Bitcoin or something like that, do a market execution, because I don't think anyone is buying anymore. I just want to buy 1 more, right? Whoops, I only keep a specific amount of my margin. So I'm in a position for 2 Bitcoin, and we just, look how heavy we bounce, guys. Do you guys see how heavy we bounce? Look at the price that we bounced at, guys. How long have I been saying 79.30 for, right? Look at the price that we got to. Look right here, it indulged me. 79.28 is where we actually got to, and we bounced a clear $40 from there already. And am I okay for my position? Yes, I'm okay. I only allow myself to play up to 35k in my margin position, right? We're already bouncing from it right here. This is clearly the channel support that's holding. So this is the power of technical analysis right in front of you guys. I'll keep you guys updated with my position later, and I'm okay with this right now only. But isn't that crazy, guys, how we bounced specifically from that region? Are you guys kind of blown away by how accurate that was so far? Okay, I'll keep you guys updated down the road for my position there. Isn't that ridiculous, guys? Like you guys look at my Twitter, right? I called that 79.30 like a boss. You know what I'm saying? Right? So why as well? We're taking a look at this structure, guys. Well, we're looking at this structure right here because this is clearly and most likely waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you guys break it down even more, you easily see waves 1, 2, you see 3, 4, and you see 5 right there. Well, remember earlier I said there's 1 more wave coming down because there was only 4? Well, take a look, guys. There's only 4 waves right there. Okay, just like that, going down. And I have some ladders here still, right? I'll buy like maybe 2.5 Bitcoin or something if it drops down a little bit lower to the lower end of the spectrum. I'm okay with that. I'm just going to put in 1 more buy order here at 70.15 because that's where I believe the support will be. Okay, maybe someone will spike it a little bit lower as well. So I'm now in a position for up to 3 Bitcoin that I will play. I'm very stable at the support here. I've done all my TA. I believe we're going to bounce from here to get a very decent retracement, right? And I'm just getting ready for some people to lower on their to spike down and get the weak hands washed out, because a lot of people always, that's how wicks happen, guys. Wicks happen because people have weak hands and they start dumping, and then later when they realize, oh crap, I shouldn't have actually dumped it right there, that's where they start to panic, right? And I like to catch the weak end of the wick after doing very detailed technical analysis. So now if we actually look on the level 2, we're seeing nobody selling anymore. Nobody is selling whatsoever. It's just being spiked up right now, right? Look how much we're recovering in price already. I'm not really up a lot. I'm up $30, but guys, this is proof in the pudding. I don't really screw around and just say, that I'm a fake trader or anything. I will take live trades right in front of you guys all the time, okay? So let's just see how this goes throughout the day here as well. So now if we count our waves, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? There's definitely 5 waves in. There's no other way to look at it right now. So where's a decent retracement? Well, we're probably going to retrace, guys, to right here. We're probably going to retrace to a dead cat bounce level within this channel. And then most likely, we're likely to break down right after, okay? Maybe we'll even get to only a 236 region. Maybe this channel won't even hold. Maybe we're going to break out of it. Who knows, right? Do you guys see the price now? Take a look, all right? It's already recovered by more than $45 right here, right? It's $79.82 already, right? So if I were to take my profit right now, I would actually, be like 40, 50 bucks up already in front of you guys, because I have no fees when I get my limit orders in, right? We're at 70, 80 or 85 minus 55 is 40 times 2 Bitcoin is $80 a profit right here already from a very simple tiny bounce because we're doing TA. So do you guys understand, right? You have to really understand how this support was derived by counting our Elliott waves, okay? I'm going to go over it one more time because I need you guys to understand this if you want to become an awesome trader. We take simple. It's so simple. We draw our trend line support, right, in a channel, assume parallelity like I mentioned, just like how we assume parallelity right over here, right? We assume parallelity. That's how we were able to derive that target. That's how people entered a short position because it broke the channel right here, right? So if this channel broke as well, awesome. Do you guys want to see another something crazy? You guys want to see something ridiculous? A channel inside of a channel, okay? Let me show you guys how ridiculous this also is. You want to see how many channels we can make all together? Let me show you guys. If we fall below 6K, then we would have a wave 2 failure. I'll talk about a bearish scenario for you. Just give me a minute. So we assume parallelity again, like we assume this channel, okay? Take a look at this channel that's actually forming right around here as well, right? So I'm just doing something like that just to make it a little bit nicer. What do you guys see here? You see a channel. You see a channel right over here, right? I'm just trying to draw it as nice as I can. I don't remember how I drew it earlier. Just something like that, right? I can't remember how I drew it. It must have been a little bit different last time. But it was kind of like that, okay? It was kind of like that. So this was a channel inside of a channel. If you guys remember me talking about this before, we had some bull breaks right here, or bull traps, okay? And clearly we got to the top end of the channel there. So there's a lot of channels within channels all the time, guys. And that's basically how they're played. So I'm going to wait and just sit on my position here for a little bit. I'm going to see who ends up spiking the market upwards. Maybe we'll get a little bit of a lower end, but I really don't think we're going to break this support right now at 79.30. That's been accumulating throughout the day. So just to kind of wrap up really quickly, I expect this to hold right here. I expect us to maybe get to the 8100 region, 8185. That's kind of my target. Like maybe it'll be very bearish and we actually only get to this region right there at a 382 level, right? But I do expect a slight bounce right now to one of these specific regions after our Elliott wave count is done. Guys, there's no 6 waves. There's no 6 waves, just so you guys know. It doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. It doesn't happen. With Elliott wave, there's only 5 waves. The only thing that could happen now is an extended 5th wave that's very slight, right? But we see this happening already, that we're getting that 5th wave coming down. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. This is now waves 1, that's 2, 3 right here, 4, and this is now the, oh, sorry. This is so beautiful to see. Once you guys learn your Elliott waves, the rest is just honestly easy, okay? The rest is honestly easy. Like, let's go to a 3-minute chart here, and I will explain to you guys what we're getting here, okay? We're getting a small 5th wave coming down that basically goes something like that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's the final 5th wave. coming downwards. And if I break it down even smaller on a 1 minute chart, okay, we see the last waves right here. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is making a fifth wave in here, where it's making an ending fifth wave type diagonal, right? Or a flat in here, or an expanded flat. So now what we see within the final 5 subwaves is we see 1, 2, 3, 4, and bam, meets a confluence zone. And now I'm just going to basically ride it and just wait until this is done into my target of 79.30. So just going to chill here and just going to wait. So once again, I do expect my bounce target to get to roughly 80.66 or 80.150, and then we're going to extrapolate some data. Let's assume that we actually get to these regions only, and that is it. So if we get to only that region of 81.50, depending on how high we bounce, I take my Fibonacci extension tool, and then, you know, here's my 1-to-1 ratio, guys. Here's my 1-to-1 ratio, assuming it actually gets there, right? If it gets to, actually, let's say it gets to even 8,200, right? Well, here's our 1-to-1 ratio of near 7,600, and here's our 1,618 ratio near the 7,200 range. So everything is being very confluent thus far, right? Because it's incredibly confluent thus far. Yeah, that's right. Limit orders don't get fees, Brian. People have asked me, why do I have no fees, right? I have no fees because I trade well more than $10 million in volume a month over 30 days. Not 10. I'm not saying I've got 10 million online, but I'm saying I trade more than a $10 million in volume. As you guys have seen my trade, they're anywhere between 30 to 50K, right? My position sizes. So if I'm making 10 trades a day, like, you know, I'm making at least $500,000 in trades a day, right? Because I'm a scalper, and scalpers end up getting 0% fees because you're trading a lot. So that's kind of it, guys. That's my you know, my projections. I hope that we actually nail these specific targets. That would be fantastic. I'll keep you guys updated with my position here on Twitter. There's not really much to talk about other than that, and I'll take some questions if you guys have any. I'll see what kind of questions I can answer. So my target still stands, guys. It still stands between 7,600 and 7,200-ish, and let's hope that the accuracy actually keeps it up, right? I've been very accurate thus far. I think I've nailed almost every projection fairly closely over the past few weeks on Bitcoin and on Litecoin, and let's hope that we can continue this momentum together. So yeah, we're downtrending a little bit, but if we actually take a look at candlestick analysis, which I forgot to do, right? So let's just look at candlestick analysis. Do you guys analyze by candlesticks too? It's my favorite way of analyzing. So now we're getting a bearish reversal type of candle, but this means nothing to me on a daily. You know, we're still definitely downtrending on a daily. We're on a downtrend according to 55 EMA on a 12-hour downtrend. 4-hour, we're on a downtrend. Every time frame, we're on a downtrend right now, right? 15-minute, we're on a downtrend. 5 minutes, we're on a downtrend as well. So there's no other way to look at this right now except for we're on a downtrend. We're downtrending on pretty much every single time frame, but I'm not going to look at Neil Zafar. I appreciate the generous donation, but the reason I'm not looking at Neil is because I need like an hour to analyze a coin, and it just wouldn't be fair to a lot of people who came in for a Bitcoin, right? So despite you donating that, unfortunately I cannot be bought. So though I really appreciate it, right? But just you gotta understand that I can't do a 5-minute technical analysis on a coin, guys. It just doesn't work out like that, okay? I need hours to prepare. First of all, I need literally like at least an hour to prepare for a TA, and I gotta spend at least 30 minutes to an hour giving a proper TA. So unless you're just expecting like a buy and sell signal, which is something that I don't really do, right? I focus on giving proper TA over time. So I apologize, Zafar. I can't take a look at Neil right now, okay? Maybe for like $500 I can take a look at Neil right now, but I'm just joking. Even $500 couldn't be bought. But I will get to Neil later today. I completely understand, Zafar. I promise that I will get to Neil today because you were asking about it twice now, 3 times. You have my word that I will get to a Neil technical analysis today. But just to give you a very brief and very quick overview of Neil, it is reaching some ridiculously oversold zones right now. And yes, I am going to be interested in buying the crap out of Neil. Okay, we're reaching finally an extremely low zone, as you guys can see right here, right? Super low. it's reaching some sort of level of support very soon, guys. Every coin is going to be prime for the taking right now. Let's say we took our fib right here. We're reaching near the 78.6 Fibonacci level already, which is the flavor of the month, right? We're reaching the previous swing low position as well right here, okay? Both Trade Devil and Eric Cho have posted their 4K scenario. Can you elaborate? Nope, I'm not doing it, Reese. I'm not posting my 4K scenario because I don't want to scare the market, right? Because it can be very scary, and people actually get very upset when I post a bearish scenario. So it's gonna have to wait. Okay, the reason I'll get to it, trust me, I'll get to it in a few minutes why I'm not posting it. So if we look on the 6-hour chart for NEO, right, we might see some sort of bearish divergence first. We have to take a look at this specific structure right here and say, are we gonna bounce? So it's almost prime time to be buying NEO, in my opinion, very, very soon. Very soon, okay? The lower end, if we break below where we are right now, around $68, the lower end that we can get to is roughly whatever this is, $55. So I'm gonna be probably laddering my buys very soon as it goes down, 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 and down, because I'm extremely interested in what's going on with this. So guys, where's my position at right now for Bitcoin? Let's go take a look. All right. So I will explain. Okay, you guys have asked for it. Frick. You guys want to see my bearish scenario? Fine. We have Elliott waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I haven't told anybody this, and I'm probably not going to make this video eligible to watch because I'm now sharing my bearish scenario and I don't want to scare the market. A lot of people watch my videos and stuff, so I don't want to scare the market. So now what we are in a structure for Bitcoin is we have an ABC structure like that, okay? And then we attempted an impulse wave up like this. We attempted an impulse wave up, and then we failed the impulse wave up. And now what we are doing is an extended correction called a double Elliott wave combo, okay? Double Elliott wave combo, just like that. Now this right here is called a WXY correction. WXY, where the X actually denotes failure, okay? It denotes failure. Now, when we finish this C structure, okay, when we finish this C structure, there's no doubt in my mind that we will be making a correction now based on a Fibonacci level, right, of A, B, and C. So if we don't actually get above a very specific number, such as, you know, a 618 Fib level at least, then we will actually end up correcting downwards, where this will actually make an ABC correction further again. A really nasty one actually, which we don't really want. So instead of getting a WXY correction, what we now will end up getting is a WXY, another X for denoting failure, and Z. Okay, that is how we talk about Elliott waves based on double and triple Elliott wave combos. Now this is the count right here. We have an A, B, and a C for a truncated C wave, and now we're looking for another. We got another ABC in here, okay? We got an ABC in here, and now we're doing our triple ABC so far, just like that. So now the way we see this is it's really hard to talk about a bearish scenario when we haven't really gotten there yet, okay? So now what we're seeing so far, if we have a bearish scenario, is now this makes W, this is W. X right here denotes the failure in the wave for the impulse going up. We get a Y position where we end the ABC to make the 7-wave structure. And then if we actually end up failing and breaking below 6K, then X right here is going to denote failure. And then we have another wave going down here, just like that. Okay, so this is the bearish scenario that I just wanted to talk very quickly about and give you guys a hint. So now we end up getting an 11-wave structure instead, okay? So do you guys see what this is right here? Okay, W, X, Y, X, and Z. That's pretty much what we're gonna end up getting. So this right here could end up making a really nasty correction down to over here. And now instead of this basically making ABC for 3 waves, what we end up calling this instead of ABC, right? What we will end up calling it is, instead of 3 waves, it'll actually end up making 5 waves like that, okay? 5 waves like that, and then it does an ABC correction like that, and then it does another 5 waves coming down, something like this, okay? Like that. And this is now basically the 4K scenario where people are talking about, because in this structure right here, we end up getting our 3-wave structure. Now we have 11 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So this is the bearish count right there. But in order for us to consider even the bearish count, guys, okay, if we want to consider this bearish count, there are many criterias to be met. First of all, we have to bounce at the 7,200 level. We have to fail on an impulse going upwards, okay? We have to basically fail the impulse wave going up, where we go up, right? We go up, and then if this were supposed to be the impulse wave going up, the moment that we retrace lower than 7,200, boom, full bearish count is going to be on the table, and then we end up getting lower. So let's say that we only got to $7,200, okay? We got to $7,200, and then let's say we actually got to only a dead cat bounce level of possibly $9,000. Whoa, that's going to be friggin' scary. So now we end up doing like right here where we get a failure and it breaks down. You guys don't want to hear this probably, but easy. There you go. There's your 4K scenario that everybody's talking about based on fib extension. Okay, so this is now the bearish count that I'm introducing to you guys, but it's not on the table yet. No, it's not on the table yet, simply because we don't have an impulse wave failure. How can we assume that there's going to be an impulse wave failure when we haven't even began the correction? So it's not fair for us to assume that a failure can occur until we actually get to a B. We finish this entire ABC correction. Everybody's saying 4K, guys, is because that's their bias, okay? That is their bias. That's what they want to happen. But how can we assume anything like that to happen when we clearly don't have even close to enough data yet? So this is why I'm not really talking about my bearish scenario yet. So for the people that are tuning in or watching this video later, I want to be incredibly clear that I do not support this 4K scenario whatsoever yet in any way, but this is just giving you guys a possible count if it were to come true. So I just want to be very clear that I'm a day trader and I focus on it one day at a time, okay? I focus it on one day at a time, and I do not consider anything outside of the realm of possibility until data actually comes in. So anyways, I just wanted to wrap this up right here, and just let you guys know where I stand, that we're still incredibly bearish overall, but you know what? I'm up $1 right now on my trade. Yeah, anybody else making $1? Give me a holler. Hey yo! So I'm actually up way more than that. This is accounting maximum fees for some ridiculous reason, okay? Yeah, it's accounting for some ridiculous fees, which I'm not really a fan of. I'm sure it's going to get to at least 8,100, possibly 8,200 for this particular wave, because once again, right, we're drawing our channel in here. We assume parallelity, okay? We assume parallelity and that it's going to basically bounce right here. We're getting a series of wicks already coming to the downside. This is now officially waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Maybe this channel is not even going to hold and we'll actually break out of it. Okay, but assume a possible bounce right now to anywhere, you know, anywhere between, like, it could vary, right? 8,100 to even 8,275. That is definitely a possible bounce region right here, and I'll be tweeting about it as well because I'm confident about it. So, but either way, this is the way it's being regarded right now, okay? This is wave 1 coming down, okay? Wave 1 coming down. Assume we get to roughly this region, right? And then we just extrapolate the rest of the information by using fib extensions, using my strategy there. We see, you know, here's the 7,600 roughly region. I'm probably going a little bit too generous there. So something like that, right? Here's around the 7,600 region that we could possibly get to, first of all. 75, 7,600 for wave. This is a little bit extreme. Here's a the 100 extension level near 75, 7,600. And here's also the 72, 7,100 target for our 1618 extension as well. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna see if you guys have any more questions. Okay, someone talked about question on RSI MACD. My problem is the different time frames and how to interpret them. One chart is bullish and the other one is bearish. Well, that's the thing about time frames, right? Some are bullish, some are bearish, and what we try to do is find a confluence once we find confluence, it'll give us a better idea of how things go. I would recommend you guys go to my tutorials that you can find anywhere in my steemit. Look at lesson number 11, how to interpret time frames. And I would really recommend that you guys da 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 da. So, oh no, that's not Bad Romance. I was trying to sing Bad Romance, but that wasn't Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. That's a completely different song, I think. What song is that? Da 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 da. Ra 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 ra. You know, it's a Lady Gaga song. What song is that? Jeez, I completely forgot. CNBC is full of fucking shit, and Russ. They're full of crap, man. Like, you don't ever listen to mainstream media. You guys are just being influenced, okay? We're talking about a bunch of big institutions that are clearly paying mainstream media to create lots of FUD just so they can buy things that are cheaper price. Do you guys remember when, who was it, said that Bitcoin was going to $900? Oh my god, come on. $900? Seriously, grow up, those guys, okay? Man, that's not gonna happen. I want to go for breakfast right now. I don't want to ride this anymore. I want to take some profit in front of you guys, whether it's $50 or $60, just to show you guys I'm a boss. I'm gonna put this at 19999. I'm gonna set this at 180. I just want 7.9. Okay. Oh, whoa! The market's so spiking right now. Oh my god! I'm just kidding. It's not spiking right now. Let's just put this right here, right at 1.922. Let's make our little profit in front of you guys. Come on, come on. Show Papa the money. Show Papa the money. Oh my god. Sir Mr. Fibinucci, did you just make $72 in this live stream and you made another $50 earlier? That's right. I made $120 in this live stream in front of you guys because I'm a boss. Bam! I'm going to go enjoy my $120. So that's what I kind of do all day, guys. I just trade like this. I just play the scalping game. People can make fun of me as much as they want, right? But I'm cool with making a few $1,000s a day scalping. And that's what I want to show you guys how to do, just by doing technical analysis. Are you guys, come on, tell me you guys are impressed, right? With this structure right here, where I predicted the 79.30 bounce, right? And we hit, what did we hit, guys? What did we hit? Come on, indulge me, boys. What did we hit? We hit $7,928. Woo! Come on, I know you guys are so impressed. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not here to brag or anything. So I could have taken more profit, right? Could have taken more profit, could have got another $70, but whatever. I'm not greedy. I'm cool. I'm happy with my profit. Okay, the stream has been getting a little bit long, guys. All right, it's been about 1 hour right now, so I think I'm going to call it. I appreciate all the love and the support. Dear Philicon, actually, I'll answer one last question. I don't see it anymore. Something about profit. I like talking about money. Dear Philicon, when you collect your profits during open position, does the profit margin stay the same as it started when you opened your position? Not sure what you mean by that, Gaith. Does the profit margin stay the same when I open it? I'm not sure what that means. Maybe sometimes I don't understand everything. A lot of the times I don't understand a lot of questions. So yeah. So anyways, I'm actually just gonna call it a day. I appreciate all the love and the support, and sincerely and genuinely, like, thank you very much, guys, for doing the super chat. It's not necessary, but it just makes me feel really good to know that you guys appreciate me. And when you guys buy me a lunch and stuff like that, man, oh man, I will go above and beyond for you guys, because it just makes me feel like I'm doing something really good that you guys appreciate. So we're always going to have this level of reciprocation and respect always, okay? Thank you very much for making me feel like I'm doing something very good for the community and I'm helping out. I hope you guys know that my goal is to genuinely want you guys to become a better trader, okay? So other than that, have yourselves a great day. We're going to end this at exactly pretty much 1 hour. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all the love and the support, and I look forward to seeing you baby whales down in the future, okay? Yeah. So have yourselves a great day, baby whales, tiny dolphins, and many, many little penguins. May you always march to safety. Bye now. Take care. Love you guys.